custom programs. I have a lot of people ask me about custom programs for the Deus 2, but as we're on version 0.6 at the moment, there's really no point working on a custom program because things may change in a matter of weeks or months or whatever. So I'm just going to hold fast for a little while and just get to know my machine a little bit more. However, I've been working closely with Paul and Tony, who've been giving me their own thoughts about their own programs for their particular pieces of land. So I've taken a little bit of each program and I've kind of dialed my Deus 2 into this plot of land. Now this land looks lovely, by the way, but there's very little in the way of targets. There's plenty of lead, but not much good stuff, and it's a really good testing ground. So I've made some adjustments to this Deus, the general program I've adjusted. So why don't you guys come out with me, we'll have a walk around and I'll talk about this program, and at the end of the video I'll give you my settings, and by all means you're welcome to try it on your Deus 2. So without any further ado, let's get out in the field and see if we can squeak some targets out. As always, I'm using the speaker because I'm on camera, but I thoroughly recommend you guys use the headphones for the full XP experience. And there it is, there's my program. I've named it G+ and saved it under slot number 16. So let's go. As you can hear there, whoa, very quiet, very quiet. There's one look coming in at 38, something like that. Don't think it's very deep. Let's have a go with the spade. It's a nice loud sound, isn't it? As usual, I've not got my hand trail with me. Oh, I hate this time of year when it's just mud and rubbish. Right, let's get the coil in a shot and see if we can. Look at that, it's a lovely piece of foil. I can see you guys getting jealous already. You know, searching in the UK, you can't really reject foil, you can't ignore foil, because those little targets around the 30s, 35s, whatever, could be small jewellery or small medieval coins. So for the time it takes, it's just worth digging it out, isn't it? But I know you guys over in the States, you're really troubled by foil and stuff like that, so I kind of get that, why you'd look at those numbers and think, nah, ignore that, because you need to spend your time more productively digging the better numbers, the better targets. But here in the UK, things are a little bit different. We've got our little Roman fibulas with the little pins on, really delicate jewellery, and they do very often come up at the low numbers. So just in case you guys over in the States are thinking, God, that guy's crazy digging the foil, there is method in my madness, honestly. So here we go then. Low tone for iron, because we're using two tones here, by the way. Nah, jumpy. That's your iron again, a nice low tone look. 02 coming up on the screen. Now this program uses a really low reactivity of 1. Now going back to, I know we shouldn't keep referring this to the Deus 1, but I couldn't use reactivities this low with the Deus 1. I will probably investigate some suspicious targets because I'm still learning the machine, but as a rule I'm looking for a consistent target, a nice round signal which is repeatable no matter what way I sweep the coil. So that's coming up at around the 70s. Let's have a little look at our reactivity. Because we're on 1 now, let's go up to reactivity 3 and see what we've got. Sort of changed the signal a little bit, hasn't it? Reactivity 0. Can you hear that? There's an iron buzz coming in just above the coil there, but I'm still going to have a look at this target because I've got the iron tone turned right up just so you can hear it better on camera. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Sounded a little bit choppy, isn't it? Starting to have my doubts now. Ooh. I don't know. You see, these signals, if they're on the fringe of detection, they are going to sound a little bit squirrely, a little bit sort of chopped. And this one we're still going down for. That's what it is. It's an horrible misshaped piece of iron, look. Come at it from a different angle and it sounds like iron. Twist it around, catch it right. But okay, we know what to look out for now. That did have a little bit of a fringy iron buzz and a little bit of a clip, so I've now got the heads up on this particular target. That's weird, the ground has just started to vibrate. There's like a real dull hum. I'll keep quiet, you have a listen. Don't know what it is. It sounds like a sort of a load of Chinooks heading this way. It's getting louder, so they are coming this way. This one is up in the 80s, about 83. But what I like about it is a soft rounded signal, and if I go all the way around it with the coil, it's exactly the same on every pass. So if I wagon wheel it, somewhere down there, still going down. Excellent, we're out. There it is, look, big old coin, Vicky Penny I think, something like that. Brilliant. Look at that depth. Do you know what, that was probably, I don't know, 9-10 inches down, but I think there was a lot left in this machine to go a little bit deeper. What did I just say? Definitely 2 Chinooks. See them coming this way. I think they're Chinooks. I'll just spin the camera around, let you guys have a look at it. Absolutely beautiful sight. No, 3 Chinooks. Here we go. They're not Chinooks. But what a sight, you don't see that every day of the week, do you? This is quite a nice soft little sound. Can't remember what the numbers are coming up at, so let's just have a look at it. 78. Okay, let's quickly go on to that reactivity, because I'm curious to know if reactivity 3 will make any difference. Oh, look how quiet that is. So by turning the reactivity down, you're amplifying the audio sound. So as the reactivity goes up, the audio amplification comes down. So just bear that in mind when you're making adjustments. We're out and it's still reading exactly the same numbers. That's quite a deep one, wasn't it? Well. And there she blows. She is a musket ball. Nice little target that, wasn't it? You could hear the softness in the audio there. So a little musket ball. We were lucky this time. It was lead, but not the junk I've been digging back there. Carry on. Quite a nice 84 there coming up. It's a deep one. Here we go. Now that's interesting. I have no idea what that is. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that's a little statue? I'll have to give that a clean up and have a look. It's definitely something on it, look. You see that? Somehow I've got a white feather on my glove. Now what they say about white feathers, I'm not going to get all dramatical here. If you see a white feather, it's a member of your family or a friend who's passed over. They're just letting you know that they're with you. Now I wonder if that's my dad. Wouldn't that be amazing? 74, 77. Don't sound very round, does it? Sounds very choppy. Still a non-ferrous target, but it's just got that edge to it, hasn't it? There it was in the last handful. I've no idea what that is, you know. Could be a squashed bullet casing, couldn't it? But we called it exactly right, didn't we? We said that wasn't a coin because it just didn't sound like a coin. It was a bit of a square signal. So once again, the Deus 2 called it absolutely spot on. So even on this short trip out with me, iron, I hope you've picked up a few interesting tips regarding this Deus 2. It's different to the Deus 1 in so many ways. I mean, so far I might be proved wrong on this, but I think if the target sounds dodgy, you're not going to make it better by digging it out. it seems very, very honest. A good solid target is always a nice find, or something non-ferrous worth having, whereas with the Deus One we could convert those scratchy sounds, the 50/50s as we used to call them, into good targets by having a few spadefuls out, couldn't we? And also this reactivity, we can bomb it right down on the Deus 2, whereas on the Deus 1 personally I struggled lowering it. So, you know, all the time we're picking up all these little bits about the Deus 2 and we're learning it together. Well, that's coming up at 87. Let's move around it. I'm getting a bit of an iron buzz with that, you know. But it's locking on at 87. As we've always said before, it could well be something next to iron, couldn't it? So I think the signal, the good signal, is so strong there, it's definitely worth having a look at. So here we go. Well, our pinpointing was pretty good. Just there, straight down. Oh! Is it a hammered coin? No. No. It's a sixpence, look. Yeah. Sixpence. I think it might be a bullhead sixpence. There's one for you now. Happy days. Well, there you go. That's a good little coin to end this video on. So let's get on to the technical side of it and let's have a talk through my, well, what I've called a General Plus program, but it will change as the updates evolve. So don't take this as gospel. Just have it to have a little play around with, if you like, and it's the easiest way to learn your machine, isn't it? Playing around with the different settings, getting a feel for what they do. So anyway, let's get on with it. Let's have a little look at my G Plus settings. Okay, here we go. I don't know how well you're going to see the screen here, but let's just give it a try. G Plus program. Start off with the standard general program. Menu, discrimination, turn that down to 6.8. Expert menu, I've just gone into 2 tones. I haven't made any tone adjustments at this stage, but I will do in the future. Bottle caps notch is off, silencer is on 2. Let's go down. Frequency 98, I've gone right up on that. Frequency shift, I've got no EMI, so there's no point adjusting that. Iron volume, I've gone up to 5. This is probably just for the camera's sake. If you were wearing headphones, you'd have that lower. Reactivity, I've gone down to 1. Audio response, once again, I've gone up to 6 there because of the camera, and it's entirely up to you what you do. So let's go back to the options menu and dial in the audio settings. Audio out 9, that's because I'm on camera again. If you're using headphones, you'll get a much better experience, nicer, sweeter sounds as well. Now, here's an interesting one, equalizer. Now 150, 450 and the other 2 are maximum, so I've dialed in the equalizer and just tweaked that sound a little bit. Talking about sounds, audio type, I'm on square. So that's all I've really done there, and that's my G Plus program. And of course, once you've made your settings, you just go into program, save, and just save this program as a G Plus. I think the Deus 2 reactivity is worlds apart from the Deus 1 reactivity. So that's really it, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, it's been emotional, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.